In June 1972, an article appeared in the Intellectual Digest titled, "Never Underestimate the Power of Children." It was written by Rudolf Dreikers, M.D., Professor Emeritus of Psychiatry, Chicago Medical School, and Director of the Alfred Adler Institute of Chicago, and by Bernice Bronya Grunwald and Floyd C. Pepper, who is Coordinator of Instruction, Multnoma's County Intermediate Education District, Portland, Oregon. In the article, it's pointed out that although we assume that many children could achieve more than they do, in many instances we equate what the child is doing with what he can do. Educational progress depends on the ability of the teacher to perceive the untapped resources of the student and to develop techniques of using these resources to best advantage. In both regards, our present culture is remiss. We hardly acknowledge the tremendous potential of each child, and we simply lack in our educational institutions the ability to evoke their latent talents. Indeed, it often seems that we systematically prevent the development of children while trying too hard to foster it. They go on to write, while we cannot base our estimate of the child's potential on any reliable proof, we find some agreement among people with vision that we're all operating at about 15% of our potential ability. If anything close to this estimate is correct, then we can attribute this general artificial restriction in our functions to the practice of impeding the development of our children. We have advocated for many years the proposition, they write, that children could learn within the first 10 years everything that presently a college graduate knows. And at the end of the article they write, the force behind every human action is its goal. To a certain extent, everybody knows what he wants and he acts accordingly. More frequently, he is not aware of his goals. The consequences of his actions, however, reveal his intentions, whether he's aware of them or not. The individual has the power to move in any self-determined direction. All his actions, qualities, and characteristics, as well as his emotions, can be understood by his effort to find a place for himself in society. A child's actions may be based on faulty assumptions about life and about himself. Although his behavior may appear to be inappropriate, it reflects his conviction that this is the only possible way for him to be significant. He cannot perceive reality as it is, only as he interprets it. How the child looks at life, at others, and at himself, and what he decides to do about it, depends on his private logic. Asking a child why he does something wrong is useless. He doesn't know. The trained educator has to help him to understand himself, his goals, his private logic. Well, it was an excellent article in what I consider to be a consistently excellent magazine, and I recommend it to you. Let's take another look at that line that goes, the individual has the power to move in any self-determined direction. All his actions, qualities, and characteristics, as well as his emotions, can be understood by his effort to find a place for himself in society. A child's actions may be based on faulty assumptions about life and about himself. Amen. The way most children are raised in the home and in the school is to give them a completely cockeyed picture of what life in a free society can be like. They're taught to play it safe, to avoid risks of any sort, to fit in, to conform, to be one of the group, one more sheep in the herd. They're taught to tiptoe through life instead of dance and run through it. And their store of information regarding basic economics and why our system offers unlimited opportunities for growth and fulfillment to the individual is minuscule, or more usually, absent.